So, first the bad news. Okay, no compressed air. There's not going to be any compressed air for a couple months, it looks like, all right? And the reason that's bad news is because there goes our CNC demo, because the machine needs compressed air to work. There is a demo on the YouTube channel, CNC demo title. I'm not going to assign it, but if you want to watch it, it's there. Okay. Actually, it's not a bad video. I don't think we do some cool stuff, and lots of engraving, and then the contour, and all. It's a good video. So the part that for our project that I was going to use to CNC is that spindle base, okay? And if you remember, real quick, like section view as usual of the part, this is what we made. So if you guys remember and were paying attention, that was the section view, right? And so I would draw it on top, but I'm going to draw it off to the side. This is not the right as in right-hand view of the part. This is the top view, okay? This is where the spindle goes, and if you remember, there was this non-concentric, eccentric hole or pocket with a 1/4 inch hole off to the side. It looked like that, okay? And so you've seen me do a eccentric hole or pocket before on the lathe. Remember, we're going to see that later today anyway. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to do it on the lathe. I'll do it manually. I was going to put this pocket in, the eccentric pocket with the hole on the CNC machine. It would have been quick, right? It was like, it totally would have been great for that. But like I said, we're not going to have compressed air, so I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay. So I wanted to draw that. And so what we're going to talk about today is lapping. Okay. Now, by no means am I any kind of expert in lapping. As a matter of fact, I'm a beginner. I'm pre-amateur at best. Okay. I have done it though, and I had pretty good results. And so, like I said, I'm not an expert. But before we go out to the shop, I want to talk about. There's base, and I'm going to start introducing some terminology here. Okay, there's lots of different kinds of lapping compound. I know you're like, I don't even know what lapping is. Okay, lapping is using an abrasive. Think of sandpaper, and the sand on the paper isn't attached to the paper yet. Okay, and so it's like powder. Okay, it's an abrasive powder that you mix with some sort of, I'm going to use the term binder, okay, or I guess binder would be the wrong word. You mix it with oil, okay? Just cut to the chase, Blake. And you mix it with oil, and you put it on your part, and you work it like sandpaper, all right? There's two main groups of lapping compound, okay? And they are what's called charging, all right? Charging and non-charging. Actually, I'm going to, no, I'll just, okay. And non-charging. All right, okay? What I mean by charging, or what they mean by charging, is that compound, that powder, will stick to the part, okay? And it doesn't break down. So like, let's say you had like, if you had like 800 grit paper or 220 grit sandpaper, and you had the abrasive and powder form 220, it doesn't break down into like a finer and finer and finer, like it doesn't, as you use it, it doesn't break down into 800 or 400, 600, 8,000 into nothing. It charges itself into the metal. So it actually lodges itself inside the metal, okay? And then it eventually just dulls, okay? The cutting action, it's microscopic, and so it dulls. You're gonna see all this, okay? So just listen to me ramble. What we're gonna use is a non-charging, and that's important, okay? This is what we're using, okay? And so what it's going to do is it's going to continually break down over the course of using it, okay, until it no longer works anymore. So we're going to start, I have, well, very fine, and I think that's like in the neighborhood of like 240 or 260 grit, okay, and maybe 300 in that neighborhood. And then as you use it, it breaks down and gets finer and finer and finer until eventually it's just gone. And then I can use a solvent of some sort and clean my parts, and all the sand, for lack of a better term, all the lapping compound is gone, okay? Now, charging lapping compound is, there's a few different, there's lots of different types, but there's diamond, industrial diamond. I think it's silicone dioxide is another one, okay? These particles stick into the metal, all right, and they stay there. We don't want that, okay? We want it when we're done, when we get to the right size, we want to stop, and we don't want it to continually lap, all right? So we're using non-charging, and that's those words. So the actual video for class for lapping is relatively short, and as I mentioned, I've tried this already, and with good results. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to go out to the shop right now, and we are going to make a new insert for the lapping tool that we made in the beginning of the semester, okay? And it's going to be cool because I designed it to use some stuff on the lathe, all right? So let's head out to the shop. All right, let's do some lapping, all right? And so I got all the stuff here. I'm gonna give you a couple quick measurements so you see what where we are. This is exactly at the top. It's exactly 1 1/8. All right. I know because I already measured it. Okay, trust me, it is. Let me give it another pull. I already measured this. Hope everyone's doing good, by the way. And I'm doing all right. All right. I might be a little under, I guess. Let me see. I know it is. Sorry, I'm trying to make these videos shorter. All right. And okay. So 1/2 thou under, all right, about. And on this side, it's 1.5 thou. I don't know if anyone remembers, okay, but it's about 1.5 thou under. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm gonna put this in the lathe, and I'm gonna use this and see if we can lap this to make it round. First of all, it's pretty round, but make it really round, and also the same dimension along the whole cylinder, okay? Okay, and you've seen this, I think, already, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna squirt some whey oil in here first. I'm gonna make up a bunch because we're gonna need it. I've got a thou to lap, at least. And I'm just gonna make up a nice slurry. All right. Probably need a little bit more oil. Actually, let's try that. It looks pretty good. Let's go for the thicker side, huh? Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm gonna actually put a little bit more in here. Not too much. And we're gonna go for the thicker paste. And let's just see what happens. I'm pretty sure actually, it's supposed to be thinner than this. But I'm gonna try this anyway, because I can. That looks pretty good. Okay. So, put that aside. So let's put this in the lathe. Oh yeah, of course we're gonna lap this too. Okay? But let's put this in the lathe. Okay, and I'm gonna take the tool post off. Get it out of the way, and I'm gonna move this because I really don't want to get lapping compound on any of the ways of the lathe. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be pretty move this here. Pretty diligent about not getting any green compound on the lathe. Well, on parts it doesn't matter. I don't really care, but this. And so here's what we're doing. Put this aside, and this all ready to go. This tool has this taper right here, and when you and it's tapered inside the tool as well. So when you tighten this, the lap expands. Okay, so this will fit in here now, I believe. Actually, pretty good. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a quick tighten. Tighten it up some more. That to be fit snug. And I've got some vice grips here. You can see where I might actually grab it with some vice grips, okay, to help hold it while it's spinning. Tighten that up a little. What I want is this to fit snug. All right. Let's tighten this up a little bit more. Okay. Might need to do a little bit more. Okay. All right.
do a little bit more. It's getting tight. I hope I don't run out of threads and lap. Let's see. A little bit more. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's fitting in there pretty good. All right. So I think we're pretty much going to start with this. And all right. Let's start with this and see what we get. All right. See, I'm gonna run the lathe at, let's see, 256, 250 RPM. That looks pretty good. Okay. And I'm actually gonna see if I can get that to run a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. We'll take it. Okay. So let's remember, we got to keep stirring this up because the compound settles at the bottom of the oil. So we have to just drop a little bit in here. Okay. And then hey.
Thank you for the burner cake.
Oh, dude.
Because that reed is gone.
Is freaking unbelievable, isn't it?
The well.
Wildflowers and Wine is.
Yes, that was the third one. Yes.
Yeah. Do you know who Gary Clark Jr. is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've actually been blessed to work with him.
Oh, really?
A few times.
He's another one I think is.
The first time I worked with him was, well, I should say musically, I worked with him.
All right. Sorry, I had a guest there for a moment, and now we're back. All right. So let me put some more compound on here since I was away for a minute. Okay. And I'll clean up anything I get on the lathe. All right. So let's drop this in here. That's fitting pretty good. Actually, it might be a little too tight, but all right. So what I'm going to do right now is definitely is not a good idea. But like I've always said, that's kind of the thing about me doing this online for you guys. Let me tighten that up a little bit more. So don't do this is basically what I'm saying. Okay, don't see this arrangement here? Bad idea. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. I'm gonna stand back. I'm at 250 RPM, and yeah. All right. So now I think it's safe to hold on to. I just need to be really careful. So we're just gonna move this. Definitely is tighter down there. All right. And all right. So number one, the brass is softer than the stainless. So this is going to wear out the brass a lot faster than the stainless, okay? And the black stuff that you see is the actual metal being lapped. It's a lot, you can think of, I'm hesitant to use the word sanding. I don't want to use the word sanding, but you can, I guess you can kind of think of it that way, all right? I'm recording, yeah, okay. And so let's just drop some more compound in here. And I'm gonna do it again, and then I'm gonna measure. So let's get this started. All right. So I know I gotta do the base of the hole more than the top right now. So I'm spending a little bit more time down in the base. And what I'm looking at is, or I'm feeling it. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. And okay, so it's loosening up down below. So definitely removed material. We just don't know how much. So let's see how much. All right. And the rag here. Now I'm actually gonna take it out of the lathe, because I want to measure both sides, and I want to show you. Oh, I hope I didn't already go too much. Let's see. I want to show you a couple things, okay? So let me get this over here. So you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to try. The finish is much different. It's not shiny anymore. It's dull, okay? Let's measure and see what we got. So we know that this was just about 1/8 or a little bit under. Let's see what this says. Probably not much. This probably didn't do anything. 1/8, okay? What we care about, because where I spent most of my time, was here. So let's see what this says. Okay, 1 under. I want to check it this way too. Alright. One under. So it's really cool. So it's rounding out this hole. I'm gonna put it back in, but what I'm gonna do is there's not much else to see. So when I get closer, I'll turn the camera back on, okay? Like I said, there really isn't much else to see. I'm just gonna keep doing what I was doing. I'm gonna expand the lap, by tightening the screw a little bit, and then I'll come back. All right, so I think this is it for this one. Let's mix this up quick here. So I only, I probably could have just kept it on camera and sped it up. I only had to do this 2 more times. and that was it. And I got a nice round hole. So what I want to do is I'm going to put more in there. I'm going to have to clean up the lathe big time. I'm just going to, I think this is the last pass. Well, I wouldn't say pass, but last run. And put this in here like that. Bring this out. Okay. That should be good. Okay. And so it's tough for me to explain what's going on here, but it's averaging out all the high spots and all the round stuff that's not round. It's basically averaging everything out. And by averaging everything out, you left with a pretty true and round sorry, I'm concentrating, and round bore. Okay, that's really how it works. Patience, lots of patience, and just want to keep going here. It feels, you know, the pressure is the same wherever I move it, and the shaft is like, you know, nice. What we want to do is break down all that lapping compound and turn it into nothing. And to tell you the truth, I don't know when that is. Like I said, I'm a beginner at this. But it sure feels like it's working, and it measured like it's working. And in my book, those are the two most important things. How it feels, and then how it measures. Just almost done. All right. So let's see how this measures out. Clean this up. And I'm gonna see if you guys can see on there. I think I got an idea. Some more light. I don't know if you can tell, but it's matte in there, okay? And All right, and come on, there we go. All right, let's put this back on. Okay, so let's get a measurement. I think we're done. I think. I have absolutely no problem doing it one more time. And I might not do that on camera, but because I think you guys get the idea. And when I'm measuring, I'm looking for consistency, not so much for the actual number. So you can see right there, okay, I'm 3/10 over. 3/10, okay? If I hold that right, about 3/10 over. And let's see if we can get another measurement across the other axis of the bore. Okay, pull this through. Let's see if that's the same. That wasn't a very good pull, but I'll check anyway. Okay, yeah, there it is, and it's about 3/10 over. So this hole is like I keep saying, this hole is round. Okay, it's at least I think it is. Yeah, look at that, 3/10 on 3/10. So let's check it on this side. Clean up a little. Sure we don't. That's pretty good. Okay. So we want 3/10. All right, so that's, we might have to go again. That's spot on. Take another measurement. See what this says. Yeah, that's well, that's 2/10. So that's 2/10. Let's grab one from the other axis of the circle. Okay, and look at that, 3/10. Okay, so that's 1/10 out around down here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do it again, okay, just one more time, and that's gonna bring us in. And at the end, after we lap this too, then I'll measure everything, okay, so you can see, okay? But I think you get the idea. I'm gonna just put it back in the lathe, do it one more time, and we'll be there, okay? Awesome. All right, so I almost had a complete disaster. This 4340 insert that I made, when I put it on here, it galled up the it galled everything up. So what I did, and it really got it. So hopefully I almost lost the part. I'm hoping you can see, right? It even spun it in the chuck. That I can clean up. I'm not so worried about that, even though that's a real bummer. I'm worried that this might be too deep. So let's see what, and also I gotta tell you that it was not easy to get off. So it spun everywhere. So what I did, is I put the aluminum one back in here, okay? And I just ran it really quick to make sure everything was okay before before it happened during the setup of the video. And yeah, it was like total, I gotta tell you, it was a total disaster, okay? And so let's mix up some of this. I think I got this going, hopefully. And almost scrapped the part. Maybe we did, or I did. Hopefully not. And I really don't want to make another one of those right now. I don't mind, but you know what I mean. It's like, we want to get this project underway. So what I'm gonna do here is, that looks pretty good. There's spots. All right, let's get this. This green goo on here. Okay. I'm gonna put a lot on, probably too much, like I said. Obviously, I've never done this before, and that is totally okay with me. So that's fitting on there pretty good, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tighten this screw just ever so little amount. Okay. I think that's pretty good. And let me grab this. And let's go ahead and lap this out. I want to get some more on this end. I think it pushed it all to the other side. Okay. Yeah. See if we can not only get the part to work, but save the part too, because there's a strong likelihood we're gonna have to make another spindle. Don't worry, I'll do it off camera. And all right, let's see where we are here and see how this looks. Yeah, there's some scratches in there. Yeah, those are too deep. Those aren't gonna come out. Doesn't mean that it's over. It just means, see those scratches? Yep. Damn. What a bummer. What a bummer. I'm gonna go ahead with this part, I think. Let's see if we can get it to fit and what it looks like after it's in there. But I probably will make another one. So, okay. So you can see there, I think we're about 6/10 and about maybe 5/10. So that's, read the veneers here. I'm gonna say 4/10 there, which is exactly the same size as the 4/10 there. And what do we got here? And let's see, yeah, so we need to work on, this is a little bit bigger. We got toss up between 6 and 7 tenths. So let's work on maybe 8 tenths, 7 tenths in here. So we're going to work on this area in here, and see if we can fix this. Kind of a drag. Get that there. I think I'm going to tighten this screw ever so little amount. I need to be able to grab it, you know, right? When it's on. Okay. All right. Let's see here. We got when I'm not even going to say that it's actually, I mean, it's slightly going away, but not really. Let's see what we got. See if that, I did a little bit. All right. Okay. 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 What's that? 6 tenths. Okay. So I'm actually going to turn this around, because what I want to do is average everything. I know I didn't explain that very well, but that's what's going on. I really want to average to keep everything round. I don't want things to start to turn oval on me and stuff like that. One thing that I have going for me are that helix. That helix is holding in the lapping compound, and that's a good thing. So it's helping spread it out. It's going, it's going inside the helix, and I get fresh lapping compound every so often. Tighten this up just a little bit. Make sure it's not too tight. Yeah, I should be able to grab that. All right. Work on this end a little bit more than work on the end a little bit more than up top. Oh, I can already feel it. It kind of wore in just there. Okay, so I'm gonna put some more on. I know that's way too much. I know. And slip this on. Put some down here. Way too much. I'm gonna have to clean the lathe. And tighten this up just ever so slightly. There we go. Let's see how this feels. So it's feeling pretty consistent now. Okay. Maybe there's still some, yeah, I think there's still some acetone left on here. Also, I wouldn't say they're not going to disappear, but those scratches are definitely getting less and less. I'm pretty certain I'm going to make a new one. All right. All right. I realized I started to fix that. That was really easy. Where it spun in the chuck, this is just some Scotch-Brite, and I stopped because I wanted to, so you guys could see. I'm just running some Scotch-Brite on here, and that's a pretty quick fix. Really very minimal damage. Here's the fine Scotch-Brite. Okay. I wanted to get most of that fixed before because I had to put this in, and I wanted to get most of that fixed before right? So I don't, because I had to hold it over here. I didn't want to, yeah, I know. My mess up, that when the insert got stuck on there really screwed up my whole thing. I can't even talk. Right? What do they call that? Messed up my flow. All right, so let's get this on here. Yeah, it's the other way. Let's give this just a little bit more. Let's just stick them on the bench. Yeah. And yeah, I should be able to grab that. Let's get a little bit more on here. Okay. Home stretch. Ooh, yeah. I think that really worked. Actually, I'm gonna keep going a little bit more. Let's see. Well, scratches are disappearing. That's cool. They're still there, but not nearly as bad as they were lapping them out. Let's see. I'm gonna good measurement. Okay. Okay, so we're on 0. Okay. So this should fit. This should fit. Yeah. Okay. Got it there too. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna have to make a new spindle, but I want to see if I can get this to fit. Okay. One more time. And okay. So, whoops. It fits. Ooh, wow. Okay. Boom. So there we are. And what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to go over, I'm going to wash up a little bit, and we are going to take some measurements and look at this part. All right, so I definitely learned a very valuable lesson, and that is that I can't use 4130, or I need to get that to be the right size. It really got it. I'm not going to be able to get that out. So probably not right now. Well, definitely. Okay, I'm definitely going to make a new part. I probably won't do that for class. I'll try. All right. I'm not going to film it because we've already done it, but I'd like to get a new one. Okay. And but real quick, let's see. Oh yeah, I think this will work. I can put this very carefully here, and okay, so that's saying that is saying 4/10 under 1.125, and from the looks of it, that is saying That is saying 4/10. So that lap worked. That is pretty, yeah. I'm gonna about 4/10 on, yep, that's 3 or 4 tenths. And then just real quick, guys, here, let's see what this, and this is saying 3/10. So we're about 7/10. That's 3/10. And this is between 3 and 4. Between 3 and 4. Yeah. So that worked too. 4. So 4/10 over. And let's see. So that's a pretty good fit. Okay? It doesn't I can't pick up any wobble at all. 0. I can't pick up anything. There's the I'm surprised that there's even a gap, you know, and it does the air pop thing. Pop. Okay, that's I'm not picking up any wobble at all. Maybe just a little bit. I think that's pretty good. All right, so have a good week. I know this one was boring, but pop.